Luke chapter 17, verses 5 through 10. The apostle said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." And the Lord said, "If you had faith like a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and be planted in the sea,' and it would obey you. Which of you, having a slave plowing or tending sheep, will say to him, when he has come in from the field, 'Come immediately and sit down to eat'? But will he not say to him, 'Prepare something for me to eat, and properly clothe yourself, and serve me while I eat and drink, and afterward you may eat and drink'? He does not thank the slave because he did the things which were commanded, does he? So you too, when you do all the things which are commanded you, say, 'We are unworthy slaves. We have done only that which we ought to have done.'" Now, what on earth does this parable about a servant coming in and serving the master first have to do with the original statement or the question that the disciples said, "Increase our faith"? They say, "Increase our faith." This is supposed to be about faith. It's like, Jesus, we want to know about faith. Show us how to increase faith. And he tells us this parable about a servant coming in. What does that have to do with that? Here's what I realized. Every day we need to walk in spirit and truth. Spirit is the side where we reach into the heavenlies, grab hold of promises that are not yet manifest, and believe God to bring them into manifestation. Truth is where we just obey the principles that we've already been told. You know, a lot of people, they want God to do miracles when they've actually just violated principles. And what Yeshua is saying here is faith comes by being obedient to what you've already been told. So when God has already told you to do something, don't avoid doing that, evade doing that, skip doing that, and then just want a miracle to come. Miracles come in the course of daily obedience. Remember, Peter saw this awesome vision of food coming down out of heaven that was not, he thought was unclean. God said, no, it's clean. And it opened the door for him to realize that he was to go and minister to the Gentiles in Cornelius' house. Opened the door for the Gentiles through a vision. Now, how many times do you think Peter went up on that roof and prayed every day just out of obedience? Same place, same time. Many times nothing happened, no vision came. He didn't feel the presence of God, felt like he was talking to the air, but he did it every day out of obedience. That's what released the miracle to happen. So when you do the natural, God does the supernatural. You know, we eliminated our debt, including our house mortgage, in 3 years. Many people say, that is supernatural, from year 2000 to 2003. How did that happen? How did you do that? Do you know what it was? We were obedient, first of all, to what God showed us to do. We did natural things. We put money in an investment jar, not much, a little bit. Didn't know what to do with it. We put it in a jar when we had nothing to do with it. We didn't know what to do, and God said, I'll show you what to do. And when we did the natural, God showed us the supernatural, and it actually resulted in paying off our entire house mortgage within 3 years. So that's the principle. The principle is we're servants. He tells us what to do. We do it, and that generates faith in His faithfulness to do supernatural things in our lives. So many people just want to skip the obedience part. They want to skip the part of doing what God has told them to do and just have miracles here and there. Like they want to skip the part of going on the rooftop and praying every day for a certain period of, for months and months and months with nothing happening. People want to skip that and say, well, could we just have the miracle today? We'll just go up there one time and start with the miracle. No, it doesn't work that way. You serve and serve and serve and serve, being faithful and obedient to what God has shown you to do. That's how faith is generated in your heart. And that's what releases miracles. So I encourage you today, find a place of service, serve where God has planted you, be faithful to your employer, be faithful to your boss, be faithful to your family, be faithful in the things that God has given you to do, and that's what generates faith and releases miracles. So today, as you go through your life, be faithful in what God has given you to do. Love God with all your heart, bless people, and you will make a difference.